Hello students. So in this video we will study the topic that is MBO, that is management by objective, and a case study on management by objective. So the subject is management concepts and organizational behavior, and I, Dr. Priya Raj Patolia, Assistant Professor, Bora Institute of Management, will deal with the topic that is a case study on MBO. Before dealing with the case of MBO, that is management by objective, we will discuss in shortly what MBO is all about. Now, management by objective was a term first coined by management guru Peter Drucker in 1954, and the concept was given by Peter Drucker. It aims to improve the performance of an organization by clearly defining objectives that are agreed by both the management and the employees. This is a very important part to be discussed. Here the objectives which are set are mutually decided by the top management and the employees. Here both the parties have a say in discussing the objectives, and both the parties have the equal participatory approach. Both the parties need to sit down together and discuss the objective. Now this helps to enhance the approach basically, and यहाँ पर जब दोनों parties बैठ के they mutually have a consent on the objectives, defining the objectives. So they show their loyalty, they show their commitment, and they have a clear understanding of what the thing is expected to them, out of them, and what the things need to be done. So here the basic focus is on participatory approach. Next, it helps in goal setting and action plan. As the topic itself suggests, it is management by objective. So here goal setting or predetermination of course of action is very important, and obviously the plan of action needs to be drafted by both the parties together. Here the mutual consent or the joint consultation among both the parties is very important, and when they agree upon a certain thing, they work accordingly. It also encourages participation and commitment. Here participation and commitment is improved because here suggestions are being asked by the employees. Here employees tells us what are the feasible areas in which the work can be carried out, what are the problems that we can face, and what are the loopholes or the threats which we can face while coming up with that objective. So discussing with the employees is very crucial in management by objective. When we discuss things with employees, the feasible things comes into picture, because sitting at the top management, you cannot visualize things in that aspect what employees actually face in the day-to-day scenario. So here the participation and commitment increases because they have the suggestions, they have a say in the decision making. Now coming on to the case of MBO, that is management by objective. Here the case is of Kaveri Enterprise. Here the Kaveri Limited publishes fortnightly magazine titled Kaveri. The magazine is published in 4 regional languages. यहाँ पर जो केस है वो एक कावेरी एंटरप्राइजेस के ऊपर है, and the magazine title is Kaveri, and the magazine is published in 4 different regional languages. To understand the case is very important. When you understand the case, you can actually visualize what is happening, and then accordingly you can answer the question. So please be very calm and very clear when you are reading the case. Please focus on each and every aspects in a detail. So here the Kaveri Enterprises is dealing with the magazine publication, and it is published in 4 regional languages. The company has its own printing press with M.S. Subramaniam as a press manager. There is a press manager and his name is M.S. Subramaniam. Now he is responsible for the overall working of the press, as he is the manager and he owned the printing press. He has its own printing press, so he is responsible for the decision making or the day-to-day affairs. So he is the main person and the responsible person in the printing press. Now the press has runs in 2 shifts basis for 6 days per week. जो press है वो 2 shift में run करती हैं and generally 6 days working. then and perform all activities related to magazine printing, that is starts from typesetting stage to binding stage. मतलब जो प्रिंटिंग प्रेस है पहली चीज़ तो वो 2 शिफ्ट में चलती है एंड सेकेंडली वो वीक में 6 डेज वर्किंग होती है एंड जितना भी एक्टिविटीज़ है मैगजीन की प्रिंटिंग से रिलेटेड all the things are being done at that printing press. So basically this is the working pattern. Now for making magazine successful, its timely publication is one of the crucial factor. Here the main objective is कि उस मैगजीन का टाइमली पब्लिकेशन होना बहुत ज़रूरी है. सो द मैनेजर और द ओनर MS Subramaniam used to focus mainly on the timely publication of the magazine because he was the responsible person. The magazine was being published in 4 regional languages. So the main responsibility was or the main objective was the publication of the magazine on the timely basis. The press manager has the total employee strength of nearly 300 with 6 person at senior management level. ठीक है, 300 total employees थे जिसमें 6 persons जो थे, 6 जो लोग थे वो senior management level पे थे and who used to work in the day shift only. Means out of 300, 6 were the main at the senior level management and they used to work only in the day shift. As it was been previously discussed, the working style was in 2 shifts, day shift and night shift. So this 6 people used to work in day shift and 25 supervisors and 120 operators for each of 2 shifts. There were 25 supervisors as well as 120 operators for each of the shifts. There were 2 shifts. Each supervisor has 4 to 10 operators directly reporting to him and each supervisor means out of 25 supervisors, every supervisor used to have 4 to 10 operators directly reporting to him. Now, the number of operators reporting directly to a supervisors varies according to the nature of work involved in different sections and the reporting used to differ as per the nature of work. So this is the total structure of the organization what has been discussed, like there were 300 total employees, 6 were at the senior level who used to work in only day shift, 25 supervisors, 120 operators who used to work in 2 shifts and each supervisor has been assigned 4 to 10 operators who used to report them directly. One day the press manager attended a seminar on management by objective organized by the local management associated and addressed by a consultant on MBO. One day MS Subramaniam, who was the owner and the manager of the press, decided to attend a seminar on management by objective and it was being organized by local government and obviously it was headed by a consultant, a senior consultant who has an expertise on the topic, that is MBO. He was highly inspired by the theme of MBO. After listening to the seminar, MS Subramaniam was highly inspired by the concept of MBO because in MBO you have seen that it is a participatory approach and he found that it is very useful and I should also apply this concept in my press and intended to install this system in the press. And after attending the seminar, MS Subramaniam decided to apply that concept in the press itself. He was very much sure that he will make performance evaluation of the employees easier and improve their productivity. The basic intention of implication of MBO in the press was, he was very much sure कि जो performance है employees का उसका evaluation pattern जो है that would be more easier because in MBO you have discussed that both the parties come together and they set the objective. So according to MS Subramaniam, the evaluation pattern would become more easier and he also expected that there will be improvement or increase in productivity. So this was the overall thought process of Mr. Subramaniam after attending the seminar on MBO. Subramaniam worked several days on what the output objective of the press would be. Now he sat alone for several days and he thought कि प्रेस का क्या ऑब्जेक्टिव होना चाहिए आउटपुट, क्योंकि उनका मेन फोकस जो था वो टाइमली पब्लिकेशन ऑफ मैगजीन था एंड इट वाज हिज बेसिक ऑब्जेक्टिव, देयर शुड बी नो डिले in the timely publication of magazine. So after attending the webinar or seminar, he thought for many days that what would be the objective of my press, मैंने क्या ऐसा करना चाहिए कि मेरे प्रेस की प्रोडक्टिविटी जो है वो बढ़ जाए. But he was sitting alone. After finishing this work, he called a meeting for his senior staff. He gave a written statement containing the objective of each functional area of the press of senior staff member and requested each member to review the objective. Now what he did, after thinking for many days, for several days, and after finishing his work, whatever he thought of doing in several days, after completing his work, finishing his work, he called a meeting of senior staff level. He called those senior staff management and he gave a written statement containing the objective. Means he was ready with the objectives, he called his senior staff for the meeting and he gave a written statement about what are the things we need to do in our printing press. So he was obviously clear with his objectives and he handed over a written statement to the senior staff. What was there in the objectives? Each functional area of the press of senior staff manager. What was there? कि हर सीनियर स्टाफ मैनेजर के क्या क्या फंक्शनल एरियाज हैं उसमें वो सब कुछ ब्रीफ अप किया गया था एंड रिक्वेस्टेड ईच मेंबर टू रिव्यू द ऑब्जेक्टिव्स. द ऑब्जेक्टिव्स वर ऑलरेडी डिफाइंड and it was being thought by him for several days. After that he called for a meeting regarding the senior staff and he handed over a written statement containing the objectives and he asked all the senior members to review the objectives, only to have a review of the objective. He asked questions for clarifications and then prepare specific operational plans and quotas for their respective departments, supervisors and operators. So after handing over the written statement, he asked कि you need to review the objectives, you can ask for clarifications if the things are not clear on your part, you can ask for it what the things are expected, what is to be done in that objective and then prepare a specific operational plan कि आपको कैसे कैसे आगे काम करना है and obviously a quota for the respective departments regarding the financial aspects and related to your supervisors and operators. So in this story we can clearly see that MS Subramaniam came up with an objective with a written statement, he handed over that statement to the senior staff and he asked for the review plus the clarification, whatever the things are not clear to them they can ask and they can come up with their questions. Now here the case ends. This is a small story related to MS Subramaniam and he has attended a MBO seminar. Now the questions asked on this case are, is this workable MBO system? Explain your stand. Question number 2, had you been the press manager, would you have proceeded to install MBO differently and why? As a press manager, how will you proceed to define press objective? After reading the case, after going through the case, please read the questions very carefully. Now after reading the questions, somewhere the questions are focused on the process of MBO. Here the things are that the working pattern of MS Subramaniam was questionable. According to MBO, was it right that whatever the things he has done is according to MBO or not? The question are based on such factors. So before discussing the answers, I would like to focus on the process of MBO. Now here the step number 1 is organizational purpose and objectives. In MBO process, we have to mainly focus on organizational purpose and objectives. We need to find out, the manager need to find out what are the things that is expected from that business, what the things can he do and what are the possibilities of coming up with such a project. So here only the purpose should be clear. Okay. Step number 2 is key result area. Key result area is also known as key performance area. Here it is a combination of organizational purpose and objectives along with the planning premises. When we are clear with the purpose or objectives of the organization, it also helps the planning premises. Planning premises are basically the assumptions what we make while defining our objectives. If we support the objectives or purposes with our assumptions, we come up with the key result areas. Now, key result areas are some of the factors that can help to succeed in defining the objectives. So, if we work on that key result area or key performance area, somewhere we can achieve a profitability or we can achieve a good results regarding the objective. Step number 3 is subordinates objective. When we are defined, when we are clear with the objectives of the organization, we are clear with the key result areas, the performance areas, then the step number 3 is we need to assign or we need to establish the subordinates objective. Here in assigning the subordinates objective or defining the subordinate objective, both the parties sit together, they ask for the problems, they discuss things, they ask for a say in the decision making, and they say, and both the parties have a joint consultation with the top management and the employees, and they discuss the things, and then the objectives are set according to their opinions, their thought process, means the employees have a say in setting up their objectives. So, third step is setting up the subordinates objective. Step number 4 is matching resources. Now, when the objectives are set with the help of the employees, the resources should be matched with the objectives. So, generally we have resources in the organization in terms of men, material, machine, money, method, market. So, these resources should match the objective, which is very important. Now, when matching the resources with the objective, the operations comes out to be very effectively and efficiently. So, matching is an important point. Then finally, you need to have a performance review and feedback. Performance review and feedback helps us to find out the loop areas where the things are not working on, and if at the timely basis you make the corrections, you get the feedback, you can actually make the corrections and you can tell the employees ki what is being actually expected out of them, and if they face some problem, you can even help them out. So, this is basically the process of MBO. Now, coming on to the case, now the question number 1 was, is this workable MBO system? Explain your stand. Now, obviously the answer is no, this is surely not workable MBO system which MS Subramaniam has applied in his printing press. Why? Because MBO process starts with setting of overall corporate objective which are concerned with survival, growth and profit of the enterprise. The goals set by the top management are primarily, this is very important, these are the basic objective setting of the goals, this is on the primary basis. This should take into account the company's strength, weaknesses, opportunities available. These goals can be modified, discussed them with their subordinates. This should not be forced on the subordinates, rather their viewpoint should be considered while fixing objectives. It will increase the commitment of the subordinates and they may suggest the problem which may occur. The answer here is in this form because MS Subramaniam didn't ask for any discussions, didn't had any discussions before stating the written statements to the senior staff. He already decided the objectives by himself and then he communicated them and asked for reviews and clarification. But basically in MBO, the goal setting or the purpose is on primary basis. Main objectives are only set after discussing with their subordinates, discussing with the senior staff, which was missing in that case by MS Subramaniam, and no objectives should be forced on the subordinates. If you force them to do the things, the commitment level, the dedication level and the productivity obviously decreases. When you ask for their suggestions, when you ask for their problems, they come up with that problem, and that is why from my stand of view, this MBO was not workable in terms of MS Subramaniam. Basically, MBO works in the different aspect, having a joint consultation on setting up of objective. Answer number 2 is, had you been the press manager, would you have proceeded to install the MBO differently and why? Yes, surely if I had been the press manager, I would have installed the MBO pattern differently, because in MBO what happens is कि the objectives set by the supervisors are provisional based on an interpretation, evaluation of what the press can and should achieve within a specified time. Here I have said that I will include the senior staff along with me, because if I will be Mr. M.S. Subramaniam being the manager of the printing press, here I will include my senior staff for his provisions, for his interpretations, for his evaluation pattern. I will ask for their suggestions while making the MBO pattern or the MBO objectives of my organization, because the reason because is Mr. Subramaniam worked himself for several days. You have read in the case already that he didn't discuss with anybody, he just went on for several days and on the output objective of the press, and after finishing the work he called for the meeting and then only handed over the written statement. This was the proper loophole, or this was the exact problem in the MBO process of MS Subramaniam. So, surely being the press manager, I will plan my MBO in a different way. What MS Subramaniam has done, I will not repeat that mistake again by only making the decision on my behalf and only communicating my employees. I will ask for their suggestions, interpretation, evaluation, and then only I will make the objectives according to all of my staff members, according to the feasibility and according to what the things can actually happen in my press. Answer number 3 is, question number 3 is, as the press manager, how will you proceed to define press objectives? Now, if I will be the press manager, how I will define the objectives of my press? The answer is, as the press manager, I would have included senior staff in setting goals. The goals would have been based on the analysis and judgment as to what can and what should be accomplished by the press within a certain period. Here the same thing is again asked, that being a press manager, how will you define your MBO system? So, again what MS Subramaniam has done, we will not repeat it again. We will call our senior staff and together we will sit with our senior staff and we will discuss and we will analyze and we will have a judgment on what we can do and what can be accomplished within our press, because our senior staff will be very well aware of our resources. They would be aware of our problem, challenges, threats, our strength and weaknesses of our organization. So, when I will be discussing with them, obviously I will have a great MBO, that is my management by objective, and that will be more feasible in that sense. After making sure that employees, managers have informed of pertinent general objective, strategies and planning premises, the manager can then proceed to work with employees in setting their objectives. So, finally, after calling all my senior staffs, after making a discussion with them, after having a brainstorming session, after having many alternatives, after discussing with them and the feasibility of my objective, I will call my managers and I will set my general objectives according to my planning premises, and then I will inform them that these are the things what is being expected to them, and obviously I need to align, I need to match my resources according to the joint consultation, and then finally we will take a decision. So, in this case regarding MS Subramaniam, we have seen that after attending the seminar of MBO, he thought that objective should be fixed, objective should be set, but he was not at all clear that if the objectives are set, it should be in a participatory approach. Means by listening to the seminar, he was only clear about the MBO concept. He was known that after setting of an objective will increase our production, it will help in evaluation pattern of performance appraisal of the employees, but actual work was being ignored by MS Subramaniam, and that is the reason the objective set by MS Subramaniam was not at all feasible. This is the actual procedure what we have discussed in the process, and we can say that with the help of this process, the actual MBO process runs. So, the things what the problems or the mistake what MS Subramaniam has done in his case should not be repeat on our part. So, being a manager, being an organizational head or being at the top level, always applicable of MBO is important, and in application of MBO, you should always fix the objectives with the help of your subordinates, with the help of your senior staff, and when you get the views from them, when you have a say from them, when you get the alternatives from them, obviously that objectives are more feasible, more possible in your organizations, because at sitting at the senior level, you cannot judge all the things on your part. Some or the other way, you need to see the part of your employees, you need to see are the things possible, and then only you need to set the objective. So this was all about the case of MS Subramaniam, and I thought you can easily clearly understand how you need to focus on a case study if it comes in exam. Firstly, you need to know about the concept, whatever the case is dealing with, what are the things they are asking for. Then please students, read the case very carefully. After reading the case, please see what are the points he is asking on, he is emphasizing on. Like in this case, he has emphasized on the process of MBO. After dealing with the process of MBO, when you answer the questions, make sure you recall the steps of MBO, and then according to the steps of MBO, please write the correct answer in your words, whatever you feel being at that place. So, I think the case is very clear about MBO and regarding the process of MBO. So, thank you students. Have a nice day.